Swedish Gaming Dudes.
Welcome to the Swedish Gaming Dudes. My name is Johan.
I'm Slippy.
And I'm Justin.
Good to be with you guys again. And Slippy, welcome to the show, Slippy.
Thank you. I'm so sick of finding Andros.
Today we're going to talk about the absolute latest console generation. We're a couple of years into it now, and we're starting to hear rumbles about the new generation, maybe PlayStation 6 and stuff like that. So we're going to talk a little bit about this console generation, our general impressions and games and all that stuff. But first, what have you guys been playing, John?
Yeah, let's see here. Yesterday I actually finished Axiom Verge 2. And yeah, as Justin pointed out, it is better than the first one, but the first one was also good.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I have to think about games that I want to play. So I also finished Nightfall, as in what am I saying? The Bond game for PS2. It's not
Nightfire.
Nightfire, yeah, true.
Yeah.
So I actually started playing yesterday as well, another Bond game, but I finished one level and then it had trouble loading the second level, so I just quit. But that was one with Sean Connery.
Oh, from Russia with Love.
Yeah, it was amazing, actually.
Yeah, I've never played. I'm a huge Bond fan, but I never bought that game, and I think that's the last time it really has Sean Connery doing the voice. I mean, it really is him. So
I could really tell because of the shelf and whatever.
Yeah, and he's like in his 70s or something, and he's playing like his 30-year-old Bond. But it's so cool that it's like final performance as Bond, that he comes back, and From Russia with Love is one of my favorite Bond movies, but it's like more like this spy thriller. Yeah. But the game makes it look like a Rambo movie almost. There's so much action in the game, and so many explosions. But I don't remember the movie being this way, but it's a very cool game, unique game. I think they should release all the old Bond games, like you said, Nightfire and Agent Under Fire and all that stuff.
Definitely,
for just to preserve those games would be so cool.
Yeah.
Anything else, John? You've been playing?
Well, I shout out to you, Justin, because you actually enticed me to play the third Cat Quest game.
Oh, it's
so I started playing
fun.
that yesterday. I was like, when to play it in co-op, I could, because it's supposed to be amazing in co-op, but I figured, well, I just want to get started. So I actually started alone, but I was too tired because of this heat that we got right now.
Yeah, it's very warm in Sweden right now.
Yeah, so I could not make it through it. It was the last hour before I went to bed. So I figured, another day. But I went through one or two missions. But
It's so funny.
yeah, it was great.
Right,
the humor
right from the gate. It's so funny.
But it's still, they're not that big of a games. Or
No, exactly. They're not.
No.
It does take what was it, the first game that took me around 7 hours to go for, both the main quest and a lot of side quests. But yeah, they're not that long, and I like that.
Yeah.
So you can pretty much decide however long you want them to be in a way.
Yeah.
And there's very little dead space in them. There's not filler things. It's always something going on.
Truly.
So they're very, very packed.
They are there.
Oh, that's very cool. Justin, what have you been playing?
Actually, I went back to World of Warcraft quite a bit the past month or so. Looking through the new expansion, I played for a month or so, and now they released a new content patch. So and I like that it's a lot more single-player friendly these days compared to in the Burning Crusade or Lich King.
Cool.
And then I actually started my second Resident Evil game ever,
Yeah?
Resident Evil 4. Started yesterday, went to bed way too late. So I think I went up to chapter 5. So now I'm starting to get the story.
Yeah.
The first 2 chapters, you are basically an agent who just goes and kill people trying to defend their homes.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to understand why.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of lore that I don't have. Since I haven't played the earlier games, I've only played Village.
Yeah.
So,
Village is like a mix of Resident Evil 7 and the old, like, number 4, Resident Evil 4, yeah. No, like, Resident Evil 4 is a masterpiece. That was the first Resident Evil. I'm thinking about the old game, but also the new remake is, like, incredible. But it's, like, the first game that had this, as you said, these groups of people chasing you and smarter enemies that behave more like people, like, instead of just zombies walking around, you know. And that's scenario in the beginning, as I said, with the village and everybody's trying to kill you and chase you with chainsaw. It's so iconic. Like, it's a masterpiece.
And I have the same reaction as I did with Village.
Yeah.
So it's a remake I'm playing. So if you have to go take a piss when you're on a road trip, do you really have to do it in the middle of the woods near all the ruins that where clearly some fucked up shit has been happening? And do you really need to walk 100 meters into the woods? Instead of just, you can go to the edge of the road. You don't have to walk away. So
No, truly.
so, but same as in the Village intro. It's stop! Haven't you never watched a scary movie? So don't do it. But it's a really good game. I'm of course playing on assisted. Since I'm so bad at
Worth
shooter games. So, but it's really fun.
Yeah. If you're just going to play one Resident Evil game, it should be number 4. Both original or the remake is like incredible game. So yeah. And we're getting a new remake, Veronica, for the Dreamcast game is coming. Is it next year? Code Veronica remake.
Next year.
Looks really good. That's like final game to remake. Basically, that's very old. Like the original is old and very outdated. So. But I think fans weren't happy with the 5th, or especially the number 6. So they really don't know what to do if they're going to remake those games to take in a different direction. Like,
exactly. The 6th one would have to be an entire remake, story-wise, because 4 or 5 separate campaigns where it went from balanced gameplay between action and horror, and then just going straight up action.
I think that was like in the period, like Gears of War period, that everybody was influenced by co-op third-person action games. Like, everybody wants to play those games, so every series tried to be like that, even Resident Evil. So it's like maybe not the best match for horror, But if the 6th game hadn't been that bad, we wouldn't have gotten like 7 or 8. And now the remakes, because there was sort of a reaction to people like fans hating number 6, basically. So
maybe it's good to realize that to release a shitty game every now and then.
I mean, it can be if you can
it
survive
has
its place. So I have been playing. Speaking of Bond, I've been playing First Lights, the new Bond game. Yeah, that's really good. I really like. I said I'm a big Bond fan, and just like. Cool to have like this new take on the Bond universe and a younger Bond with his first missions and the way he just progress as a character and getting to be the Bond that we know in the end. But I would say like this is a very cool take on Bond, because it's still Bond like that, but it's more like I think the character has more heart in that game. He's not as cold as it can be in the movies and stuff. Like it's more like a good guy basically, even if he it goes on killing people, but I mean, it's like more like comes from a place to, protect and to, I think it's a different take on the character. I really enjoy that and all the modern, implements in it. Like it takes place this year, so it's very cool and still feels fresh. I would like maybe like just like driving sections in it, that maybe you can have more freedom in those, because you're basically just going straight forward in every one of them. They look cool, but you're basically just going forward. But there's a lot of cool Bond moments, so many like Easter eggs and music. Some mission to have the music from the 70s movie and stuff like that. Like, that's pretty cool. And the name on the trophies are also callbacks to old Bond things from the movies. And it's a really good Bond experience. I've really been enjoying. And great graphics, like with the facial animations. looks incredible, and so I've been playing that. But I also recently started playing the new or old new Star Fox game. Speaking of Slippy in Star Fox, and it's really good. It's really good. It's like, of course, it's the 64 version, but like it looks so good, and the soundtrack and the controls is so responsive. It's so fast, and it's way easier to control the R-wing in this one. And it's really, really, really good remake. And it's still like the old one, short, but you have more challenges here, and you can play online in multiplayer. It's also pretty fun, and so yeah, really good game. It's almost like the graphics are, because it's gorgeous, but it's almost like they're too good, because sometimes it can be hard to see what you're supposed to shoot sometimes in certain environments, like backgrounds and like laser turrets and stuff like that on ships. I think, oh yeah, I think I can shoot that thing, because that was more like with hit feedback, and that was more obvious in the 64 version. But that's just a small gripe. It's like, it's an incredible game. Like so, yeah, we'll play that the whole summer, and it's good because you can take your Switch 2 with you, and it's mission based, and they're not that big missions. So you can still play some missions, and this game saves after each mission, so you don't have to restart the campaign because it's short. So it's really, 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 really good and gorgeous. One of the most gorgeous Nintendo games, absolutely.
Nice.
Just do what I do in Resident Evil 4. If it moves, shoot it.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
That's true.
What if it's Slippy?
Yeah, but they still have those like characterizations of the gang, and but it's very fun. It's very fun, and the cinematics, way more cinematics. It looks really cool with explosions, and it feels a lot like Star Wars, and
nice.
very, very good game. So that's going to be my go-to game this summer, I think.
I'm so much looking
really
forward to
nice.
that one.
Yeah, you will enjoy it, John. Really
Definitely,
enjoy it. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Man, it's going to be so nice.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to start talking about this console generation. It's ninth generation.
Ninth, yeah. I always lose track, but this time I managed to remember ever since I wrote it down.
So John, you're making some notes for this today.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Back in 2020, late 2020, first off that I remembered, and I'm not much of a PC guy that way, even though that I do have a gaming PC. I experienced it, like the Xbox Series X came on the November 10th, 2020, and that was actually the first console experience that I had. And I remember playing Gears 5, and it just felt like, okay, I cannot really experience 4K 120 hertz, but it was still amazing to experience everything in 60 instead of the previous standard with 30 FPS.
Yeah.
And then later on, what was it, the 19th of December, we got the PlayStation 5, the base version.
Yeah.
And things just felt a little bit better, and that controller with the haptic feedback and how everything was implemented.
Yeah.
It was just next level playing Ratchet and Clank with, where your triggers could have two functions with the same button press.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That still amongst the best things,
I think it was in November, December, November, I think. Because,
maybe it was November.
Yeah, because I know people say, no, I won't buy it on the release. I will buy it on Black Friday. So I don't think they will give you a discount like a week after they have released
That
it.
could be that could be true.
I
Maybe.
think
Yeah,
so.
maybe it was actually November.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was
Around then.
Yeah.
So long ago.
Yeah.
And we already had like the Switch 1, which would somewhat be counted to the previous generation before then. But yeah, do you remember how it was to, have your eyes open for the 9th gaming generation the first time when you experienced it? What was the eye-opening experience that you might feel like this? Because for me it was like, the hand controller and the picture, but first and foremost, the frame rate.
Yeah.
So the controller, the DualSense controller, I fell in love with it instantly because Rift Apart was, like most people, I think, who bought the PS5, Rift Apart, Ratchet and Clank was the first game.
Yeah.
And I was immediately blown away with the graphics, all the vivid colors, and because it's so smooth gameplay, and they really implemented the use of the controls. And in the Astrobot
included.
And
the demo,
the demo, where they really used every single function that
Yeah.
you had on
Yeah.
video. So of course, it was a tech demo, basically.
Yeah, it was a very
It
good
was
one.
so fun. It was very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tech demo.
I think that was my first memory actually playing that demo, and when it rained in that game, like it had this pattern, like the haptic feedback. It felt like you had rain pattern on the controller, like
Yeah.
it drops hitting it like that. Oh, this is so cool, you
Yeah.
know. But as you said, John, you're also the frame rate that you're more into 60 frames, or if you have the possibility 120 frames per second, it's a completely game changer, I think, and also shorter loading times, that it's easier to start a game, and also have more details in the graphics. The first game I bought was Demon Souls, the remake.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not into Souls game at all, but I thought I would.
I bought it too. It's still in the plastic wrap.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not for me. I mean, I completed it. I did complete it. I like found a guide online how to make a character that's balanced, that had like ranged magic, that was very useful, and so I completed it. But it's a game that gets harder every time with New Game Plus and like leveling and stuff like that. But I'm not just into that, like dodging and parrying and that sort of what you need to do in that game. I don't know if I'm getting older, so I don't have that fast responses, reflexes. I don't know.
I blame that all the time.
Yeah, I blame everything on my
I'm
age.
too old for this.
Yeah, I'm too old for this shit. But it was a very gorgeous game, and I just like going back to older games that was running smoother, and yeah, that was very cool, I think. Yeah, and some games that just worked really like a big difference. I really enjoyed like the Cyberpunk game, but I never bought it for PS4. I was basically broken on that, what I could hear from it. But then a year after, they refined it and patched a lot of it for PS5 release, and then that's when I played it, and it was amazing. Like I haven't played a tabletop game, but just that cyberpunk feeling, that sort of Blade Runner-ish, and like and it's gorgeous, and the characters and the city, and they've just continued to improve it, and the DLC Phantom Liberty
It
with
became a whole new game.
Yeah.
With the Phantom Liberty
Yeah.
expansion.
Yeah, so Cyberpunk is definitely one of my favorite PS5 experiences. Absolutely, like with the graphics, like wow, what you can do today with today's graphic, and just impressive how the world building. It feels so alive with the characters and the city, and it's a great game. Great game. Yeah.
I remember Ratchet and Clank when I was playing it. My parents came to visit.
Yeah.
And my dad walked in while I was playing, so I'm just going to finish it. So he said, is it a movie you're watching?
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
no, this is a video game. I said, what? He was really surprised. But his, I think, last contact, so to speak, with video games were when my younger siblings had the GameCube.
Okay.
I said, yeah, this is quite a difference.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But it's cool, like you say. I remember I was at my dad's place and played Witcher 3 for the first time, and he just walked in and like, what, is this a video game? Like, it looks so realistic, and like it's
Nice.
so many
And
leaves.
it's getting a new expansion. Witcher 3 is getting a new expansion.
That is so cool. I mean, it still has a big following, that game, and but just making a new expansion to connect it better with The Witcher 4 with Ciri when that comes out, and they're also making a remake of the first game. But it's such a cool idea to make another DLC like 11 years later. Or here's another one. So it's like it's going to be interesting, but also maybe it can push like also with the graphic, because Witcher 3 is also way better on PS5 with all updates, and it just runs so much smoother on PS5. So yeah.
That has been so amazing with PS5, and how much of very different kinds of games we've gotten, and genres has been like expanding, and more creative kinds of games, because we had Guitar Hero from the PS2, PS3 era, and Dance Dance Revolution is also an old kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But there are other kinds of games where it's just like, why haven't they thought of this before? And it's just so amazing, like I can't really think of an actual game right now, but I can just figure that because of how amazing it is in gaming development these days with hardware like this. We have different kinds of games that have never been created before.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's been really amazing. And I wanted to bring up the PS5 Pro.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys ever tried it?
No.
Me neither.
I hear it's better now than it was at the release. They patched some tech in it, if it's some AI thing, but it's supposed to be better now with more of a leap, basically. But I don't know, it didn't feel like enough, because I mean, with PlayStation 4, I bought the Pro version because it was a little bit better, bigger memory on it, and more space, but it's like
and above of it was way more silent.
Yeah,
than the original
yeah. So
I bought the PS4 Pro because they released a Spider-Man version of it.
Oh, that's a good reason. That's a good reason. No, but I guess it just wasn't a bigger leap for me tech-wise, and also very expensive. If you wanted to, and if you, I mostly play my games digitally, and I have a different drive for when I watch movies and stuff like that. But just like releasing an all digital console, and then if you want a disc drive, you have to pay extra to replace that part, and it became quite expensive for just a little bit sharper graphics. And I mean, I can just wait for a PlayStation 6. I feel like it just didn't feel like enough for me to make that purchase at that price. It
was the same reasoning I had.
Yeah,
it would have been nice, but it was too much money. For if it had been an upgrade like the PlayStation 6 will be, then it would have been, then I would seriously have considered it, even if it had cost a lot. So, but it's too little of an upgrade for very many monies.
Yes.
Yes. I definitely do agree with what you both are saying, because I'm thinking the PS5 Pro, you could pretty much estimate that when it was launched or during those months, and you wanted everything to have, the disk drive and what was it, like a stand for the console or whatnot, you would end up with twice the price of the Pro version compared to the base version, apparently. And the general difference that people would actually estimate in actual power differences of the hardware is like a 40% increase to the Pro, and that just does not really justify the price of it.
No, and I would say, thinking about Star Fox again, the power of the console isn't everything. It's the way you use that power. For graphics, and it's lots in the design and stuff like that. Like today, you have Unreal Engine 5, and lots of game looks great on PS5, as you said. But like Switch 2, that's a weaker console, and I just started playing Star Fox, and like this iconic when you start the game and you go down to Corneria, the planet, with the ocean. The game starts as the 64 version, and when you get into that widescreen on my 4K TV, 120 hertz, my eyes just whoa, and that's like on a console that's not as powerful. So it's the way you use it. It's just not, you can have all this power, but if you don't use it well, or in the design of the worlds with the colors and how you design the environments, it doesn't matter really. You have to use it in the correct way. It can look great, but you shouldn't underestimate weaker consoles, because it's only in the design of the graphics also.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah,
I just thought of something. The Switch 2. It's a lot more easier for me to just feel like, if someone would ask me, hey, John, which console would you recommend me buy? If the plan is not the end goal to actually have all three, then I would actually ask them to either, choose between either the PS5 base version or the Switch 2, because it feels like many people love Metroid games, Mario games, Zelda games, and what is available on Switch and Switch 2. And it's really much worth the price, even though that we're going to get a price increase, but I still feel like it's just so good.
Yeah,
and the multiplayer co-op availability you got on that is so much more worth it compared to the PlayStation. But PlayStation has so many good story-driven games, as well as online games, but I don't really care about that.
Yeah,
but it's just a lot more easier to recommend something to bring with you
Yeah.
that has a vast library.
Yeah, and I would say also Switch 2 has like they've been more compared to Switch 1. Switch 2 have more like third-party developing games that comes out, and Switch 2, as I said, isn't as powerful, of course, as PS5, but they still look good. Like they released Resident Evil 9, for example,
Yeah.
on Switch 2, and it looks good for a handheld. Of course, it's not the sharpness or like for PS5, but if you couldn't play PlayStation 5 just Switch 2, you wouldn't like miss out because it's a very good experience on Switch 2 as well. And also like the new Capcom game, this Pragmata. I've never played it, but just seen comparison videos on PlayStation 5 and Switch 2, and it still looks good on Switch. You can still have that game experience. So that extra power that Switch 2 have compared to the first one is enough for third-party developers to release games that you can actually enjoy on that system as well. And so the graphics doesn't take too much of a backseat because the hardware can't handle it. But Switch 2, it's can do a lot of things, and it looks good. And they can also implement like gyro controls. And I bought last week, now I'm on holiday, so I bought this horror game, Fatal Frame, where you take pictures of ghosts. You play as Japanese girls, twin sisters who get lost in a dark, forgotten Japanese village that's haunted by ghosts, and you have to take pictures of them to expel the ghosts to exorcise like that. And it looks good on Switch 2 compared to PS5. It's like, plays amazing. And it also has, because you have the camera control, that you have to move the camera to take pictures of the ghosts. You can use the gyro in Switch 2 to move it. It feels like you're holding a camera because it's the Switch 2, it's the same feeling. And that's an experience that you can't get on PS5 because it doesn't have that function, So it's a cool thing that they actually add something to the games because they're more, that you can, take them wherever you want, and they're portable. So I think it's a very cool idea that, we release it here as well, but we add a little extra thing because it's portable and you can move the Switch around,
That's good.
So it was a cool experience. I don't know why I torture myself, because I, like at my father's place, he lives outside in the forest, and you play it, it's dark, and you're sitting there playing a horror game, like, what am I doing? But it's a good, 4D almost experience for a horror game. So, but it's a great game. Fatal Frame 2 remake, I would recommend. It's a good horror game.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of Switch 2, we got to mention the load times of the average game. Even though it's not an actual Switch 2 upgrade kind of a game, it's still something that has shorter load times. It's gotten to the point where I'm so spoiled diving back to either emulated retro games or actually, starting up my PS2, and I go like, wait, I've been waiting for like 20 seconds. What is this?
Yeah, because that's a big difference. One of the worst loading screens, I think, is for, speaking of Witcher 3, like on PlayStation 4. It was such a long loading time if you died or something. Like, oh my god, I have to wait so long. And PlayStation 5 just, whoop, you back again, basically.
Yeah.
So it's much more convenient way to play games today. Way faster. So, really enjoy it. Yeah.
They did that well in the Spider-Man 2 game
Yeah.
on PS5, where they basically decided there's no use in us making a loading screen. We just have a 4-second clip of Peter Parker riding the subway, because those 4 seconds are what we need.
Yeah. But it's like sometimes the loading screen gets very iconic as well. Big Metal Gear Solid fans here, of course. But the fourth game has a very iconic because that installed each chapter on PlayStation 3, and it has old Snake just standing and smoking like this, and it was such iconic of smoking, blowing out smoke, put it in like, and everybody, that's so cool. So now they're releasing it as a collection in August this year. I know that people are worried that loading screen won't be there anymore with him smoking. Like, it would be a nice touch if they kept it just for the fans, So I think it still will be there. But so loading screens can be something different. Even Star Fox, the new game, has a very, not that long loading screen, but it has a little hologram of the R-Wing in the right corner that you can control and do barrel rolls and stuff like that, just to have something to do with when it's loaded. But it's very short loading time. It's very short, but it's still something So.
Man. And I'm just thinking about this, considering the remake of the Star Fox game.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back on the Nintendo 64 with a controller when you would do barrel rolls. You
Yeah.
would hold down and then the yellow C button left, because it was separate buttons instead of a right stick. And you would use that for, these various maneuvers, I remember. And
Yeah.
I don't really know if it's more like an intuitive, easy kind of a button press to make these various maneuvers right
There is. The refined control is very responsive. Just a barrel roll, just to swirl around to deflect laser blast. You just double tap L or R like that, and then you do a barrel roll. But then if you want to in free range mode, when you're more flying in a more 3D space, basically, you just push the not the buttons but like the cross buttons, like on the left, so not the stick but under the stick, and you just push down, and then you go like a U-turn, and if you just want to make a loop, you just push up. So it's very, very easy control in this one. I think you can change it if you want to have it more old school. And I know you can play with, if you have the Nintendo 64 controller for the Switch 2, I mean the newer version, you can play it with a 64 control scheme if you want to use that instead. But the new controls are amazing. It's so easy to hit your targets now compared to, I mean, they were good in the original also, but of course it's way easier now with the new controls. It's so responsive, like direct, snappy controls like immediately. So it's a very fluid experience, the new Star Fox.
All right. Well, speaking of that, and also thinking and having in mind that with Ocarina of Time, the remake, considering the remake, but as well, in the original with a given controller, to alternate with the camera angles, as well as the fact that you would sometimes use the C buttons in a way that does not really, sit well with the younger players of today.
Yeah.
I heard like one of your friends from last week at your party, and she just mentioned, my son cannot get behind this, how you would use the C buttons in Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
So a remake would be good, I remember.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, that's going.
Yeah. No, but I think in the remake, I guess you will have a more controllable camera, I would guess, and also maybe you have freedom where you put the use of the items that was on the C. A lot of them were on the C buttons on the original, and maybe have a mute button for the the ferry as well. Hopefully a mute button.
Definitely.
But it's very cool. I like speaking with about Star Fox, but also Ocarina of Time, that Nintendo finally started to do some remakes, not just for like handheld, like 3DS or something like that. They just, because there's such a rich library, and these classic games have, I mean, they're getting older, and some of the, functions, they're a little bit harder to play than they were before, So I think it's great that Nintendo is finally going back to do some remakes.
Yeah, exactly. And have you all guys also been starting to feel like, remakes are more common these days? It feels like, since Final Fantasy VII, with this generation, we have the upswing of more great, amazing remakes of titles that really deserve it.
Yeah. I'm a huge Tomb Raider fan, so I'm really looking forward for the remake of the first game.
It was pushed.
Yeah, I know.
2027.
But they released all the old games. I have like is it 7 games or something? I have them all on the Switch still, so I can play them wherever I go. I just love the old Tomb Raider games. Especially the first ones. I'm really looking forward to that. But I think it's great. Some people, another remake like that. But I mean, there's such a good core games that it's interesting to see what can you do today? What can you add to it? And just having more realistic graphics and environments and just expanding on it. Why not? I mean, some of my favorite games, but that started with PlayStation 4. But we talked about Resident Evil, like the Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 4 remake. I mean, they're incredible games.
Yeah,
and
well-made remake is very, very
and more as we said with my friend and her son that couldn't play the older games, maybe they get to experience those games now, and what everybody's talking about, us old timers here talking about the old games. But like it's I have no objections against doing a good remake of a game. Why should I? Like it's if it's well made, just bring it on.
Still waiting for a remake of E.T. for the Atari.
It would be a selling point for PlayStation 6 or something.
I guess I could agree with that because, I would only play the game if there would have been somewhat of a remake, perhaps not in today's standard, but at least visually better. And I guess the controls as well. But yeah, I definitely want to bring up an Atari. I don't even like Atari that much. So yeah.
Do you think speaking of Legacy of Atlantis, so if it was pushed, since it would be very close to the GTA 6 release?
Yeah. It has really already sold GTA 6. Was it 50 million copies or something like that in pre-orders?
Yeah, and it's just a few days ago.
Yeah, just a few days ago from recording. Yeah, it's just
they opened up for pre-orders, and it got a lot cheaper. Not a lot, but cheaper than people were fearing. It landed on $80 US dollars for the base game and $100
I think
for the Ultimate Edition or something with some extra DLC things.
Yeah, I think people were a little bit mad because some of the I think like the way you can customize your character or your vehicle and things like that was locked behind that Ultimate
two
Edition.
Missions,
Or something like that. Yeah. So you have to pay a little bit extra if you want everything, and I think it's very. I don't know why push it? Everybody's going to buy this game. Everyone is going to buy this game. And I think it's very small-minded to just, maybe you can just make a little bit more money by
because they spent like $1 billion on it. And
but they're going to make
that
it
money
back
somehow.
They're going to make it back on day one. So it's like, I think it's very. Why not just release it for this is the price? Enjoy it. It will like in the minds of the gamers and everybody would like woo like that. Now that release is sort of tainted by that paywall, for the Ultimate Edition or what you want to call it. But I mean, everybody's going to buy it, and it looks really good. For me, GTA, I'm not that into much of the chaos you can cause in GTA, but I really enjoy. Like the fourth one, I really enjoy because of the story. There was a really good story in the fourth one with Nico Bellic, the main character. I really liked him.
Yeah, me too.
And the fifth game, I didn't enjoy the characters that much at all, and I felt like the dialogue it wanted to be Tarantino so badly with the dialogue, with all the swearing and all the stuff like that, and I'm not feeling this story at all. It was extremely well-made game, but I wasn't feeling the story in the fifth game at all. So I'm hoping it's a more engaging story.
Really have to hope that it lives up to the hype.
Yeah.
That they don't fumble the ball.
Yeah.
'Cause they have so much pressure on them now.
It would be sort of funny in a way if it's really bad. Yes, like, well, what?
It will be the E.T. of this generation.
Yes. No, I don't think so. It will be huge hits. People will love it. I mean, even the more cynical. I mean, I remember when the fifth game released here in Sweden, all the newspapers, even the big newspaper, had at least like 2 pages just for a review of GTA 5 because it was so big when these games are released.
It will be one of this generation's biggest games.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Yeah. So I think maybe they will have a sort of a service that you have to pay if you're going to play it online. That you have to have every month a subscription for it. I think I read that somewhere. It's maybe not finalized, but I think I read it somewhere. So people are like, oh, come on again, like this. But yeah, they're making a lot of money with the fifth game. I mean, I don't know how much money they made on the online, like playing online and doing all that stuff and all the things you can pay for online.
And releasing 50 different versions of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Across 3 generations, or what was it?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, but of course we're going to play it, of course.
Yeah. I just found out this week, somewhere around the time when we actually got the unveiling of the date for the game, that was it Rockstar that decided that the game is not really actually going to be sold physically, other than it's going to be a download code in the box.
Yeah,
you can buy the case. You get the download code. And I hate that.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah.
Then I might as well buy it digitally, because why would I need a plastic case to protect my download code that I can
that's
use
a one-time use.
Once.
Truly.
Yeah.
And have you heard about that certain American stores actually oppose this idea, so they refuse to actually sell it?
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just shelf place.
Yeah.
Why we can use a gift card instead.
Yeah.
truly.
So it's understandable.
Yeah.
And I like buying physical copies because I like and I can resell them when I don't play them anymore, and I can display them in my little bookcase.
Yeah.
So, but so that I think that's a strange decision.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, me
for-
too, actually.
Yeah. A lot of people have been against that. Yeah, I think I usually buy my games more digitally, but I feel also like this argument, like you're just buying basically the license or borrowing the license to play the game. So I like that argument. Like if you buy the game digitally, if that's not owning the game, then piracy, it's not stealing a game if you're going to pirate a game.
Valid argument.
So I think that's a valid argument actually. But yeah, that's sort of true
You
because
just
you're
upset so many game developers.
Yes, bring it on. No, but I think you should, as you say, it's very important to own the game when you buy it like that. But then we're also taking a more like a digital route to everything gaming. So I mean, some of the older games you can't play them on the newer consoles, and you still have to be supported in some way. Even if you have the physical disc, you still have to have it supported on a newer console, or we're getting more into that backwards that you can play older games on the newer console. And I think that will be the norm going forward. But some games are locked to older consoles. I mean, that's that part of it as well, that you have to have a functioning like PlayStation 2 to play one of your favorite PS2 games, because it's not available to you today. So
And now also speaking of digital games, the Stop Killing Video Games campaign, with the petition to European Union, I think, about if a game, like an online game or a game that needs an online server, if the official server gets shut down, that it should be mandatory that you then allow like private servers. If you decide we are not going to support this game anymore, you have to say, okay, if someone wants to run a private server, that's fine.
Yeah.
And it got rejected like yesterday, I think.
Oh.
Because they said, basically said it was too much of a legal blah 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 or something. But unfortunately, games can still die. I remember. I think one of the bosses from one of the big game developers met with the European, like the person in charge of this or people in charge of this, and after that they just stood on the lines with the gaming companies. They just care about the companies. They don't care about the consumers. So it's like so it's a very good initiative, but the corporations doesn't care because it's more development and they have to it's more work to have it way functioning. And so it's sad because it's a very, very sad day for video games.
Because you should have more rights as a consumer than you have, but it's they don't care basically. So
that's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
It is.
Have you guys thought about, considering that we're talking about digital games, that the digital what should I say, that digital games are more commonly sold and available rather than physical editions, and sometimes physical editions comes after the release of the digital version. But it feels like that has been going on for maybe at least last generation, or was it even before then when it actually started that started to take up more of the market?
Yeah, I don't know when it shifted. I don't know, but it's like for me, as I said, just personally, I like with the digital games, it's so easy just to install it or have it installed on your console, and you don't have to change the disc. And especially speaking of Switch and Switch 2, I just like not having to change the little cards. I just I bought a larger memory card for it, and just being able to install all my favorite games, especially because on the go, if you want to play that sort of console, I think it's way easier to have it just installed on a console already, so you don't have to change the memory stick or the game, But it's So I would prefer that this way. But you should have both. You should have both. If you
Yeah.
want to have, of course, you should have both. So you can choose. It's important to choose because otherwise, you don't know what's going to happen to games. Like if it's not a big success, maybe you enjoy it. I mean, a lot of games that has been like multiplayer online. They want to make big money off. They want to have like the next Fortnite, basically, game developers, but then it doesn't have that success, and they just shut it down after 1 or 2 weeks or something like that, and then the game just vanishes. I mean, it's an absurd industry because it's so much work by the developers put into these games, and if it's not a hit, and the owners we don't care anymore, just take it offline, basically, and. So yeah.
Was it Concord?
Concord, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
And I feel bad for the developers, the guys and girls who has been dedicated like 5 years of their life to develop this game and make it as good as possible.
Yeah.
And then it just that's 5 years of your life that we are just throwing in the trash can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Rockstar was actually clever with the speaking of having a digital game versus a physical game, that they will release the physical, quote unquote physical game like a week before it launches, so that even if you don't buy it digitally, you can still play day one. So and that's pretty clever.
Yeah.
That is very clever, yeah. And I guess it's kind of a way to countermeasure should people try to steal actual copies, stock from stores before it comes out, and it's like, well, you can get a hold of you cannot really play the game prior to release.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I remember this thing where it's like if you would go to a store here in Sweden that sells these kind of prepaid cards or whatever. These codes are not activated before they've passed been registered in the register.
Yeah.
And the transfer money has happened, or at least been registered, and then the code is active. But before then, the code is worthless.
It's just numbers and letters. You can't do anything with it.
Exactly. So it feels like a kind of a good thing to do from Rockstar.
Yeah, because you want to avoid scalpers and people who just buy big stockpiles of things and then sell them at increased price, and so you should definitely take some measures against that.
And you couldn't do that with a physical disc. Release it 1 week before you can actually play it, because it will be pirated. No matter how good your DRM protection is, it will get cracked. It will. So we've seen so many times in the past where developers, we made a new uncrackable DRM. And the people who does their magic cracking it says, okay, it took us 3 days instead of 2 hours. Good job.
A challenge, finally.
What other games from this generation have you really enjoyed the past 5-6 years?
Oh, yeah. I feel like I played a lot of old games on my PS5 for some reason, but I don't know. Thinking about big developers that used to make thinking about PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, with, for example, Naughty Dog, who made Uncharted and Last of Us. And some of those, they haven't been doing that much. They've been re-releasing The Last of Us 1 and 2, but we haven't got any new Uncharted, and we're going to get this new, what's that called, a new sci-fi game. They're making a new sci-fi game. It looks horrible. But I thought it was a joke. And I watched the trailer, it was a couple of years ago, because there's so much advertising in it, on the ship, on the shoes of the characters, everywhere there are logos of is this a joke? It's but it doesn't look good. But I mean, so it's been sort of I don't know, a void on PlayStation 5, because Naughty Dog was so more, they developed so many games on the older console, and also I don't know. I enjoyed the Ghost of Tsushima game, both the first and the second game, and and Spider-Man, as you mentioned, and
the Horizon Forbidden West DLC that was PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Yeah.
Great game.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
I think people who have listened to at least one other episode know how much I love the Horizon games.
Yeah, sure, but they are really good. My brother is a
Masterpiece,
big
all of them.
fan. Yeah, so it's really good.
Unfortunately, it will probably be another 3 years before we get Horizon 3.
Yeah,
So
but it's coming. I mean, they have a big following now, and so it will be. But I really enjoy those games. Absolutely.
Yeah.
How about you, John? Is there something you've been playing?
Actually, there's this one game that I'm thinking right now, and it just makes sense to bring it up.
Yeah.
And that is, let's see here, it is Link's Awakening Remake.
Yeah.
And I just remembered because of the fact that the original came to Game Boy Original, and then it got some sort of on the Game Boy Color, it added the color palette.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was the same game, and it ran the same. And it just, for me, it felt like, well, it was good for Game Boy Color, but it was still kind of underwhelming considering how you would play it on the stationary consoles. To actually get the Switch exclusive remake, I just felt like a Zelda game getting a remake? That is amazing.
Yeah.
And I remembered, it just felt like I need a good Zelda game in my life. And story-wise, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's a
before-
really good story.
Yeah.
It was in my original Game Boy, that and Metroid 2 were the absolute two most played games on my original Game Boy.
Yeah.
So I love that remake.
And
It's
Yeah.
very well made.
It was, yeah.
And it's actually boosted now on Switch 2. It runs even better on Switch 2 and even sharper graphics on Switch 2.
Yeah.
So if you haven't played it on the Switch 2, if you have it on the Switch 1, just go back and play it now on Switch 2 because you don't have that stuttering that you had between areas on the Switch 1, and you have much sharper graphics, so it looks even better now.
I think they fixed the stuttering. Well, that was after you and me completed it, John.
I
okay.
think so, yeah.
The stuttering
Yeah.
on the Switch 1 as well. I think so,
Yeah.
at least.
And
So-
the upgrade to the Switch 2 version is, of course, free.
Yeah.
So that's like
That's
most
great.
upgrades that actually cost at least 100.
Yeah. And I have to mention, I was speaking of remasters, like the first Metroid Prime game, it runs incredible on the Switch, on the Switch 2 as well. Oh, it's so
nice.
good. It's so I want 2 and 3 as well, but I don't think it has to make money, and it doesn't really. I don't get why Metroid isn't that popular. Also, the fourth one had problems, as we discussed, with the bike and running around in the desert for green crystal for an hour or something. This is good gameplay. No, it's not. But it's like, but I don't know, because it's such a cool character, Samus,
and visually it was I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, it looks
And the control,
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As mentioned, of course.
But it's not that big of a seller. It never is.
No.
And I don't get why, because it's such a cool character. But yeah,
I
maybe.
think it's dropped off because there hasn't been very many in
Yeah,
the past 15 years.
Yeah.
We have Dread and Metroid Prime 4. I
Yeah.
say that without knowing when Metroid Prime 3 was released.
That's what was for the Wii.
15 years is just something I'm pulling out of my...
It could be correct, I guess.
Yeah, no, I guess it could be. Well, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
But
And then
yeah,
you,
the
of course,
Metroid-
lose your following a bit.
Yeah.
But it's never, ever, it's never sold as well as Super Mario or the Zelda games.
Truly.
Yeah, and I mean that's why the investors, Nintendo's investors now after the latest Nintendo Direct was in a shock because they didn't reveal a new Mario 3D game. So Nintendo's stock just went down. So they had to increase the price on the consoles and stuff like that. It's like, and they actually apologized, Nintendo. We're sorry, we have to increase the price for the console. And it's like, and it's very sad because I mean I think they focus. I think Switch, of course, it's different in Japan, but I think sometimes they focus too much on these Japanese RPG games. And it's a big thing. I get it, but I think you have to have a little bit more broader appeal in those Nintendo Directs, because so much time is with these role-playing games, and you get Ocarina of Time at the end. Every fan, I just I remember
8 second.
Yeah, 8 second. I remember watching it because I saw it live, and because I know, John, you're a big fan of Ocarina of Time. It's your favorite game, basically. And I was just watching it live, and I just watching my phone. I wonder when John is going to text me because of this. And I think the second or like 10 seconds after that trailer ended, you wrote to me, "Oh, did you look at that trailer?" But it's amazing. Ocarina of Time was my favorite game also for a long time. Then I got older and get more into the Metal Gear games. That was more for me. But looking forward to it. But it's sad that that's not enough for investors. Like, oh my God, it's so big. Like Ocarina of Time is coming again. But Mario games 3D sell a lot more, so that's what the investor wants.
Speaking of Zelda, when we met our friend last weekend, who finally learned that, said, "Wait, isn't the main character Zelda?"
Yeah, she said that.
There's still people who hasn't understood it. It's still gone under the radar. There's so many.
I think it was a missed opportunity when they released Zelda, when you played a Zelda that on Switch. That game.
The Echoes of Wisdom.
Echoes of Wisdom. That should call The Legend of Link Echoes of Wisdom. That would be so cool. But but it's strange.
I was looking forward to that game.
Yeah,
because finally we get to play as Zelda.
Yeah,
and it was even more missed opportunity that she was basically a backseat driver the whole game. You just summon monsters and they fight for you. In the final boss battle, she doesn't fight on her own. She's just a support character. And it was so sad. Let her be the hero. For real, not the support character to the hero. So it finally gets her own game.
Imagine doing like an old school Zelda game with more darker and like Twilight Princess maybe style, but more like into that vein, and just making Zelda the main character of that game. I mean, people would eat it up. Like it would be so cool. But it's like they don't have the guts for it almost. Like it's like, oh, come on, do something.
They did release the Age of Calamity.
Age of Calamity and the third one, I believe. Age of Calamity is the second one.
Yeah, okay, the new one.
I don't remember the name, but there's a third.
I don't think anyone of us three has played it.
We haven't played those games. You haven't played them, Jan? No, because it looks sort of interesting, but I've never played them. And it's the same developer who's making the Ocarina of Time remake now, I think, who made those. I think so.
Wow.
So that would be cool. But they're supposed to be good. I don't know why I haven't played them, basically. But
I actually remembered thinking to myself, because I heard YouTubers talk about Age of Calamity, the second one out in the trilogy, that it actually had frame rate dips on the Switch 1.
Yeah.
So I figured, okay, we need a Switch 2.
Yeah.
I said all those years ago.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, as it was released, okay, this is a good time to play the game. Have I played it? No.
I remember that at the end the cycle, like the later years of the Switch 1, where I played like Bayonetta 3 on it, and it was cool. But when I played it, like, we definitely need a Switch 2 because it can't sustain this graphic. It's just, and Bayonetta 3 is amazing on Switch 2, it runs perfectly. But you felt like that, like they're holding back the potential of the game is being held back by the hardware in that case. So it was definitely time for a Switch 2 like that. The only thing I can complain about Switch 2, I would prefer to have more battery life, basically. I think it's way too short if you're just playing games. Depends on the game you're playing, of course, but it's such a short time you can sit with the battery and not plug it in. I would enjoy really having way more battery life. Would also just increase the portable option of the system. So But we haven't talked about Xbox at all. Are you playing Xbox Series X?
No.
Nobody's playing that.
Mine was like collecting dust up until we got Gears E-Day coming up.
Yeah, that's true. But Xbox is in a rough spot, and they increased the Game Pass price. Yeah. So I know I canceled my subscription, but now they have gone, back to sort of the old price for it, because that was number one for me selling point. you have Game Pass and you can play all the new games directly, and I mean like that. You for that price a month, you also, I haven't played that many games a year, new games, that it's beneficial for me to pay that price. But it's having a struggle. I think Xbox having their not so many exclusive games anymore. Even Halo is coming now to PlayStation 5, for example.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and also Gears, the remake of Gears came to PlayStation 5, and it's like,
Fable.
Fable.
Will be released to PlayStation as well.
Yeah.
I was really, really surprised.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a big selling point.
Yeah.
For the Xbox. I'm glad that they did, because I want to play it and
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
have an Xbox. So
There were so many like selling points before, like they had like a couple years ago, they had this big Xbox event and so many good games. And I'm a big fan of like Perfect Dark, and they were finally coming in a Perfect Dark game. But then like, nope, we're just burning money here, so we don't want to finish that game, or we're not going to release that to do that. But okay. So they're having problems with Xbox and canceling game studios, and I don't know what's going to happen, but it doesn't look good for Xbox right now. They need their exclusive, they need to have a good price for the Game Pass, and just you have to have an incentive for players to choose that console instead of PlayStation 5, and it's hard. It's hard when you don't have the exclusive games. So
yeah. And this actually got to make me think about the fact that, back on the PS4 we had remote play, and even on PS3 we had remote play available.
Yeah.
That didn't work that well. And for the PS5 we had a PlayStation Portal that started off kind of rough, and it actually got patched to actually run good these days.
Yeah.
But if you have a Switch or a Switch 2, you don't need extra hardware or whatever. You can just play it from the get-go.
Yeah.
And then with the Xbox, they got this collaboration with Asus to create dedicated handhelds, and it's said to actually work great, some of them. So you can access the Xbox library, perhaps even Steam or whatever. But it seems to be kind of okay, but it doesn't really feel like a console to me.
Yeah.
But if you like Xbox, it could be worth looking into at least. And then there's what is it, xCloud, that I haven't really heard anything about for years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And PlayStation has PlayStation Now. I haven't heard of that one either.
No, I don't use that services at all. So I just.
But Game Pass is definitely now that they have a decent price again.
Yeah.
It feels like that could be worth looking into. But Nintendo Switch Online is where I would really put my money at. Should be like an online subscription.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Same here, because it's cheap, I think, for a yearly price, and if you're a Nintendo fan, you have so many of all those classic old games that you can play. But I think still Nintendo has to get better at releasing old games on the online service.
Surely.
We have had Switch 2 now for a year, and we have 8 GameCube games on that service. It's ridiculous. You should of course it can be, you have to develop it, and making it work on the system and everything like that, but you should at least have a higher rate of releasing those games. It feels too random, and it feels like, okay, 3 months later, here's a new one that nobody wants to play, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You have so many great classics. Why can't you release those? And why can't you still not release Twilight Princess or Wind? We have Wind Waker, but we don't have these HD versions that you had on the Wii U. Why not release those games? What are you doing?
Oh yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
No, it makes no sense.
you have such a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, totally. No, but you're sitting on this gold mine, basically, and no, we're not going to do that. But okay, it's so strange. It's so strange. Maybe now they're focusing, of course, Ocarina of Time coming out, I guess, December or something like that for Christmas. But if you're going to release a Zelda game each year, why not use Twilight Princess, for example?
Yeah.
Or why not? Why?
Exactly.
It's so strange. Yeah. Speaking of making investors happy, why not release those games?
Exactly. That would definitely be the right move.
Yeah.
They have the tools. The game is already practically done. It's just to optimize it for the Switch too.
Yeah. Because they're on Wii U. I mean, you have, as you say, it's already optimized, so you just have to release it. But no, we're not going to do that.
Keep your money.
Yeah. We don't need your money. It's so strange. Strange.
What was the biggest disappointment this generation? A game you looked forward to that just turned out.
Echoes of Wisdom.
Echoes of Wisdom.
Echoes
yeah.
of Wisdom, yeah.
Well, at least one of them. I gotta think if there's any more, like, things that I would really hyped up about. But yeah,
I
that's
have
the
to
first thing that comes
think about that. But I just think because games are expensive today, I just think you're a bit cautious sometimes, and you usually wait for a review or something.
Yeah.
Is this game for me or not? Because it's expensive to buy a new game. And some games you want to buy immediately, like Star Fox that released this week. Of course, I'm going to buy it immediately. But the same with Ocarina of Time, no brainer, just going to buy it. But it's just waiting more for the reviews and see if is this for me or is it not. So I don't know if I had that many disappointments really. I don't think really I have those. But that's a PlayStation 4 game also. But Resident Evil 3, the remake, was a disappointment compared to the original game. Way too short. But otherwise, I don't know. I'm waiting for something because of the new consoles that you want games to be optimized for them, like Red Dead Redemption 2, this masterpiece. Like, why don't you just optimize it for PlayStation 5? I think you have a little bit shorter loading time, but it's still 30 frames, and it's like, oh, why can't you do that? Why can't you just,
Yeah.
So, but we're never getting it, so I don't know. Maybe in the future. But
I heard some rumors that now they might be picking up the torch again to, optimize it for today's generation.
Yeah.
Apart from the PC, because PC always has the best options.
Yeah, sure.
But that's just what I heard, and I'm really hoping for it, which is why I just have it on my shelf, the PS4 version, that I'm hoping to upgrade free to the PS5 version when it comes out, if ever.
Yeah.
There is one more thing that I wanted to bring to the table, and that is regarding VR.
VR, yeah.
Like, I remember, did you play the PS4 VR?
Yes.
What did you think, or did you have any issues or, nausea as you
I
experienced?
sold it after 2 months.
Yeah.
No, it was, the big problem was that there was basically no games that were good games. Then maybe Skyrim, it was cool for a little bit, and then the motion sickness was very, very common problem for a lot of players. Not me, fortunately, but the biggest problem I had was all the cords. So you couldn't really move around because you had a million cords running from the headset to or it felt like it, to the console. And it felt like it was a good try. Maybe they were just testing waters and see if is this worth putting more money into? But I've heard the PlayStation 2 VR2.
Yeah, the PlayStation 5 VR2.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you've been playing that, John. It's
good. I
good.
bought it like a month ago or something like that, and I freaking love it. Like, it's been a huge leap, or maybe I'm just a little bit biased, because I just remember the PS1 VR, as in PlayStation 4 VR. That one I rememred, the frame rate was kind of there. So you got pretty much a good kind of experience. So I remember this game where you visited an alien planet, and it was a shooting game, and you had these spider enemies that just came from everywhere, and they were jumping and whatnot. That was amazing, but the textures was off. And it was not something visually nice to look at. And I remembered I bought this game that came somewhere before Doom Eternal, and that was Doom VFR. And it was pretty much, like somewhat of a reimagined Doom 2016 demo in VR. So it was like, well, you have this rifle they would hold in real life plastic, and you would have two joysticks and triggers and whatnot. And it worked amazingly, but I remembered if I've been eating bad kinds of foods, my stomach would get really upset and I would not enjoy the gameplay. And it was like, it just destroyed everything. But it was just it was just too intense. And I just figured, okay, I'm not going to dive back into VR because I knew that Switch had the VR, but I don't even want to think about it because it cannot be good.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Don't you want to buy the Virtual Boy again for the Switch? For the Switch 2? No, I just played some VR, but I never get motion sick, but I get it when I play on VR, so I can't enjoy it. I usually never get in any situation, but when I played VR at a friend's house, I just got sick and I couldn't play it. So it's not for me. It's not for me.
Oh,
so.
that's so sad because now, as I've experienced the PlayStation 5 VR 2, this game Arcanage is a really good one. If you do,
I would like to try it, John. If we have a game night at your
definitely,
place, I would absolutely try it.
Yeah,
but,
I was very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, I would absolutely try it. But I know how I felt last time. That I just like that, I just got so sick.
Yeah.
from
And
it.
it's very, very common.
Yeah, but as I said, never, not once, some get car sick or something. Never. But this game is like, oh my God, I can't do it. So it's intense, but maybe, as you said, better technology, better with the graphics and the sharpness when I had the headset on. Maybe it's easier. I don't know.
Yeah.
But because I really love the Resident Evil series, and there's so many Resident Evil VR games.
Oh yeah! Wow.
So it would be cool to play those games in VR. But we have to have a VR game night, John.
Yeah, definitely. So I just got to bring you up to speed about this game because I was so blown away, and I had one of our friends to try it too, and he loved it. And I just remembered in the tutorial you learned that you would have your guns and energy cells for ammunition to you have them placed on your body, so you're supposed to be like a little bit warmed up in your shoulder because you can easily get sweaty after a while because there's climbing, there's shooting enemies, there's swinging swords and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so you would have above your left shoulder, you pick up this energy cell that works as ammunition. And you're supposed to have this energy sword that you pick from your left hip. You have a simple gun from your right hip, and then an assault rifle or whatever it is on your above your right shoulder. And it's just so amazing and attached to your wrists. There's first nothing there, but if you would make a backward flipping motion with your hands, you actually equip your pickaxes for climbing, and it's just so amazing because they're just there wherever you have your hands, and then you have like 2 buttons for gripping with your hands, and it's like climbing. That's where it's at because you can climb up.
Yeah.
And this character has hand strength, so you can like hang with one pickaxe, and then just release your right grip, and then reach for your gun and just look around another direction and go like, okay, there's an enemy right there, so I can just shoot it in the head.
Yeah.
And it's just so amazing, and you don't really seem to die from heights or get hurt from heights.
No.
But I learned this firsthand because I never forget the feeling of how it feels as a child to dream, and when you're dreaming, you're falling from, like, say, a tree, and it feels like that fall, that is the same in VR.
Yeah. No, but falls actually can be in games very... I'm playing on my 65-inch TV, but I can feel that sort of... that sort of falling feeling if I'm jumping from a first-person game and falling from high, or I think it's also playing Spider-Man sometimes.
I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah.
That was a really... you really felt when you jumped off the Empire State Building.
Yeah. So you can really feel that, but but you have to try the newer editions of VR. Maybe it's better like that, because if you have like a functioning VR sets that all people can enjoy, and a game that really gets like a new Minecraft or new Fortnite, it could only play in VR that gets big as that, we'd have the most like athletic generation ever, because everyone will be playing it and running around and doing things and working out all the time playing a game. So it's like, I mean, it has its place, and I think like the old Wii, for example, that people who never played games got up and get to move more, and also like older people like to play Wii just to do motions so I mean it's
good for physical exercise.
Physical activity. Yeah, I think that's very cool. But we still have to have that. Yeah, good. As you say, we have to have more games that works with it, or more. Yeah, that you have to play this game. We still haven't had that wow moment for VR, So
No.
I think they released a Half-Life game sort of to it a couple of years ago that was a
Alex
prequel.
one.
Yeah, the Alex one. And that was supposed to be really good, but you had to have the tech for it.
Yeah.
But if you had it, it was supposed to be really, really good. So
I heard that. Yeah. But VR2 definitely a different experience. They just need to add more games, because right now what I feel is worth it is like Hitman, World of Assassinations, because you get a trilogy from that available in non-VR as well, and then you have this Arcanage.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 games that I just feel like They are amazing.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess it comes down to it. Now, we're speaking of consoles and generations, that it's nice with new tech and everything like that, but it always comes down to the games. Do you have good games? Then you buy the console. It's not like, oh, it's so powerful. But yeah, but it doesn't have many good games. Why should I buy it? Like, it always comes down to what games are on the console.
Yeah.
Always.
Definitely. Yeah. So that was what I had to bring to the table.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but it's good, interesting to look back and now we're into this. And as you said, maybe see PlayStation 6 next year, maybe.
No.
Maybe, no? Next again?
2027?
27?
Late.
28?
No, wait.
28?
27 is next year.
Yeah, so 28.
It is next year.
Yeah.
28 maybe? I don't know.
COVID fucked up the sense of time completely.
The chip shortages. So yeah, of course.
It really did.
Yeah.
It really did. Yeah.
But I think 2028. I don't think it will be released in 27.
And it has to be expensive, so it's just good to delay it so I can save up money.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I think 2028.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, what are you looking for by now? Let's say the end of the 9th generation. Is there any games? Do you really? Except that we have the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, the Tomb Raider.
Both the remake and the
new game. Absolutely. I'm hoping, because Metal Gear are my favorite games, to make a really good remake of the third game that came out last year, Snake Eater Delta. I'm just hoping they will continue to, re-release those like with these newer graphics, and getting a remake of the first game and second game would be really, really cool.
Oh yes.
But I'm enjoying the collections that they are releasing as well. We're now getting finally the fourth game, so you can play it outside of PlayStation 3. We're getting that this August. But like, it's an older game, so we have to see. We have to see what comes along, and we have for example, Elder Scrolls 6, the new sequel to Skyrim. But I mean, Starfield was a mess, I think. I really didn't like Starfield, so I don't know what to expect of Elder Scrolls 6 at all. I don't know.
Do you think will it be released next year?
I don't know.
Will it be a PlayStation 6 launch title? Or
maybe
Xbox,
around there. For Xbox. Yeah, maybe. Maybe around there. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's one of the exclusives they are hoping for next generation.
Maybe.
For Xbox.
Yeah.
The Oblivion 6.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Since they bought Bethesda.
Yeah,
they did. I forgot about that. Yeah,
and they flipped. They said when they bought it, so no, we will release all the games for the consoles that they are under development for, and it took 2 weeks, and they said, we'll see, maybe. Exodus in 2027.
Yeah,
my sci-fi.
I'm always forgetting about that.
Yeah.
They released I recommend an extended gameplay trailer a few weeks ago. And it looks really cool. I think I hope that there's still some work they will do with the character models, especially. I think it was early 2027. So we will just have time to finish Ocarina of Time before Exodus is released.
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
John, do you have anything that you're looking forward to, or just...
Well, Ocarina of Time is my world right now. I've been like a child this week, just reminiscing, going like, I'm going to have to get on vacation right then because I don't want to occupy myself with work and get to bed early.
Yeah.
So I feel like, that should be my focus this year.
Yeah.
And Star Fox, I just need to get into that game, and I figured
yes,
I need to sell a couple of games because there's a lot of things happening that takes money. So I really want to.
It's a little bit on the cheaper side, at least. Star Fox.
It is. Yeah,
it's not that full new price. It's a little bit cheaper. So
physically, it was even more expensive than digitally.
It was.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe I should actually buy it digitally.
Yeah. No, it's really good. You will really enjoy it.
Yeah, I definitely. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. So great discussion today, guys. Yeah, anything more you want to add, or
no? It was fun. We were all over the place.
Yeah. Super quirk as usual.
We had an idea when we started, and then went off on tangents.
Yeah. That's our go-to thing. But it's fun to discuss and see what's going to happen now. And big releases this year, like say Ocarina of Time remake and GTA 6, and going to be interesting. Anything else you want to add, guys? Or
No, thanks.
No,
Afraid.
we're good. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
wait.
Yeah.
Clair Obscur.
Clair
Clair
Obscur?
Obscur.
We need to mention it at least once.
Do we need a remake?
yeah, getting a remake. Yeah. yeah. That's one in a generation, I guess. That sort of game release. So, but I think they're already working on a sequel
Yes.
or so. Yeah.
But they said they are, but they haven't revealed anything
No.
yet. Of course, it's way too soon, because if they make a sequel, I wouldn't count on it being released for PlayStation 5. It will be for PlayStation 6.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Talk about pressure doing a sequel to that game. Oh my god!
They could even make a remaster out of the first one.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
PlayStation 6.
Because they worked on it for 5 years or
Yeah.
something before it was released.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't count. Of course, they will get more money and resources since it was such a hit. People will be willing to invest, but it will not be before PlayStation 6.
Yeah, and it's a big cultural thing. I was at a Comic-Con in London a couple of weeks ago, and so many cosplayers from Clair Obscur, and it's such a big thing now. Lots of Resident Evil cosplayers as well. Many. I think Resident Evil was the most obvious cosplay thing. But I guess it's easier because it's basically just dressing up as the characters, with clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but it was cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for listening to today's episode. We see what we're going to talk about next time. We had
we'll figure it out.
idea talking about games we don't like.
That'll be fun.
Maybe that would be interesting, but we'll see what we're going to talk about next time. But thank you so much for listening, and going talk to you again soon, hopefully. We're going to try to record it more frequently than before. So, okay, bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.